Hey guys, look at me. I'm like Axiomatics. I'm showing off my hands. No, it's Tamiya Tuesday, and I want to show you something that I got from a friend. Some Wild One vintage wheels that I got from him. So I'm going to be putting these back at the front of my Wild One because the one I have are not the vintage. They are vintage wheel, but from a different buggy. These are much smaller, and I'll show that in a future video. But I got that from him, and I got another vintage thing from him. Here's the heatsink with the Tamiya logo. Yes, it's a vintage speed controller. Now, this speed controller just goes on the battery, goes on the motor, and you had a heatsink onto it. So, the way it worked is you had a servo that was attached to here with a rod, and as you increase it, it increases the speed going to the motor. It increases the voltage going to the motor. And then when you brought it all the way back in its resting position, it stopped. So this is real cool to have. I do have one in my other Tamiya, the Super Hornet. I have this exact speed controller in my Super Hornet. Now it's pretty simple. There is no electronics at all in here. It's just a heatsink with a slider that slides to increase the power. So that's pretty simple how speed controllers were back then. And it's pretty neat thing to have compared to today's speed controller. And this one is actually brushless. But in this one, you have lots of electronic. So if ever you can get your hands on this, it's kind of cool to have. Not really useless, but you do need a servo to make it run. But it is kind of cool to have in your vintage buggy, if ever you have one. I do have an RC10. Maybe I should put it in my RC10, my buggy from Team Associated. Anyways, that's it for today for Tamiya Tuesday. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.